guys, Sarah here. Thanks for coming back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then welcome. Today I am sitting in the Mazda 3, the 2018 version. It is the Grand Touring, so that's like the top of the line Mazda 3 that you can get. The lowest one actually is Sport, that I find pretty funny that Mazda has basically all their different branding and everything, and Sport is the lowest, and then it's Touring, and then Grand Touring for this one with the bigger engine. It is only a 2.5 liter engine, so it's still not doing a lot. There's definitely a lot to be desired in this vehicle. But for those of you who don't know, the Mazda key looks like this. It's kind of like a little stick, nice, easy to use, all of that stuff. So no real issues here, but let us check out the exterior. I'll show you the interior, and then we can talk about the drive and all of that, and you can see why I still have very mixed feelings about this car. Since it is a Mazda, you know it's going to look sporty. Really, what else would you expect with that? Just basic Mazda styling they do on pretty much every vehicle they have. There's great lines across the sides going right up to those kind of like squinty headlights that does give it more of a sporty feel, right into that grille that is more sporty. It's just fun. It's different. I really like how it looks. It's really not like anything else in its class, and it does have that unique Mazda look to it. Even though the rims are a little basic, they really work well with this car and keep it with that sporty feel. Now looking at the back, it keeps it sporty with those thinner taillights. The trunk, everything just really works together well. So the trunk is not automatic, but it does unlock by pushing the button. And you still have to go over, lift it up. And this trunk is actually really spacious in here. I don't know if you can really tell, but you can sure fit a lot of things back here. Okay, so the interior of this car is, pretty basic just looking at it. The main difference here is the big old tachometer right in the middle compared to pretty much any other car where this is going to be the speed and you're going to have a smaller tachometer on either side. The speed is just right down in the corner, and you have it right there. You have your little trip computers on there, and you have all your other info on here, so like temperature, the range, gas, and then MPG, so 27.8, not too bad. Currently going 0 since I am parked. My average, I've been going 34 miles per hour, so when you look at it that way, it's actually really good. And then you change everything, of course, with here. So info, this changes between your presets, volume, speaker, all of that, your little call button, cruise control. So this is going to change the smart cruise control in front of you, and of course you set it while here, so you make your speed up or down, all of that. Change your modes, cancel it. And then we have, of course, traction control off, lane keeping assist off. And then you can set for your tire pressure, which is actually cool, so you set whatever you want on there. The screen here, which is nice. To go home, it actually is either touchscreen on here, so you can just like touch it to go where you want to go, pull it up for like navigation, or you can do everything with the knob down here. So if you change and go into like applications and use all that for your fuel economy monitor, which is kind of cool. So it shows you kind of what you're doing. Of course, most cars actually have this, so you can see your average driving and all of that stuff. So averaging about the same the whole time. The nice thing is there is a heated steering wheel on here. You have both heated seats, and then all your little gauges, so your temperatures, all of that, defrosting. So you know I love having knobs, which is so nice. And then down here you have your USB. You get 2 in there, the auxiliary port, SD card, and a nice, it's like the rubber, so you can put all your electronics, anything down here to keep safe so it's not moving around. This right here is how you switch between sport, up for sport, and then back down, changing that, parking brake, of course, and then all your different things, so you can do home, back, music, navigation. So this actually does give you a very good usage for the entertainment system up there. 2 nice little cup holders, and if you want you can close it up so there are none. And then this little itty bitty pocket over here, it comes with a little tray. You have 12 volt over here, and you have another space for more items that are just plugged up. Like, really, Mazda, you could put something in there, and of course you can keep some stuff in there as well. This is actually a really nice little liner. And the seats across, one really neat feature in the seats is that you have the red stitching in this model, so that's just something nice. And these are like really soft, really nice and squishy. Love them, and they just look really nice and sporty. Same with the back seats. You can see they look really nice. And then your glove box, of course, lots and lots of room in here for all sorts of things. And then the sunroof opens up. All the controls are right here. Same with for the lights. So basic lighting, all of that, not too shabby. Last but not least, the back seat. It is relatively spacious. Again, 5'5", me driving this car. So there's a lot of room here. I've seen other people who are taller who have less leg room, of course, but it actually, for a compact car, you do get a little more space in here than some others. And then you do have cup holders back here as well, which is nice if you put that in there. And then in the door too, it has like bottle holders, which are always great, especially on road trips and stuff like that. Okay, so you can see it is basically designed to be a manual. The way it is set up, everything, I mean that tachometer in the middle is great for if you're driving a manual. And when we start it up, it's not that bad. It's really cool because you start it up, instead of having the heads-up display, it actually has, instead of having the heads-up display, it has like this little plastic thing that comes up as you turn the car on and goes down when you turn the car off. I personally don't like that, just because the way I sit, I am shorter and I kind of like lean back in my seat a little bit when I'm driving. Because of that, the steering wheel, the top of the steering wheel actually will cover part of the heads-up display, so I can't really see it unless I like sit back up. I mean, it does give me good posture, but it leaves a little bit to be desired. So taking this car out on the road, I'm so torn on this vehicle. It is a fun car. It's very sporty and peppy, like in turns and everything. I mean, it has 185 horsepower and then 184 pound-feet of torque. So it is very torquey. It's very different compared to most other vehicles in this class, just power-wise. It handles so well in the curves, but then on the roads, it does leave a little bit to be desired. It's not as comfortable. It actually takes speed humps very well if you happen to have those in your neighborhood. Not speed bumps, but speed humps, those big things. Those. So it's really comfortable. They say your speed is supposed to be 20. I could pop over those around like 22, 25 and be fine. So that is a good plus about this. I was actually pretty surprised on it. But this really is a car for a car enthusiast. Someone who's going to take it, pop into sport mode, go on those curvy roads and just go all over the place and really enjoy this car for everything it's built for. It's a Mazda. You can tell just with everything, it's meant really for a manual, and that's something Mazda really does strive for. It's hard to find cars that are manual nowadays. A lot of times you have to special order them. I know most dealers don't pull most cars as a manual. This one, tachometer right in the middle, so you can tell like it's meant to be a manual, so you can see what's going on. The speed is a lot smaller on there, so if you're trying to pay attention to what your speed is, you do have the heads-up display. So let's talk cost on this. Cars are going up in price, you know. This one maxes out at about $28,500, I think. The one I'm in is just missing one of the extra features you can add on. It's about $27,200. That's not bad. They actually start just the basic Mazda 3. The Sport starts at 18 something. Again, exact numbers right there. Not the best with the numbers. Starting out, it's pretty average for what you're looking at. It's not too high. It's not the highest. It's not the lowest. It's nothing too crazy. But for the $28,000, even if you fully spec it out, the other package you add just kind of adds some like aero options, so different mirrors, a few different vents, stuff like that. Very little changes on there, but yeah, just for aero that you really don't need. need. If you want it for the look, go for it. But it's just not something that's necessary for this vehicle. But this edition, you do get the better speakers, the better everything, basically the whole better package in it, the better interior, all of that. So this is really getting you that luxury package to go with this car, and it does feel very luxurious. The MPG on this car is pretty much average. It's 27 in the city and 36 on the highway, averaging 30. I am getting about 27.9, so that's better than I usually do in press cars, especially taking this on some windy roads, driving more spiritedly. So you really are getting closer to the MPG, which is quite impressive. And driving around, if you take it normally, just on the highway, like basic driving, nothing too crazy, you should get much better gas mileage. So that's always a plus in looking at a car like this. So there are a few things that I personally would change in this car. There's nothing that's like a big deal breaker for me. One of them that I still find very amusing is the fact that there are spaces for extra outlets that are not being utilized. They just have like a cap in them, so it's empty. Just stick something in there. Another thing is the fact that the 12 volt in here does not turn off with the car, and it does not turn it back on. So it basically has like a, well, at least my my radar detector has an automatic off feature that if you're not doing anything, the car's not on, it turns off after like 30 or 45 minutes, something like that. But if it doesn't, like, you're gonna drain your car battery. So Mazda, you probably should fix that. Most cars, everything automatically turns off with the car and will turn back on automatically when the car turns on. Besides that, really nothing else too crazy. I know for a lot of people, if you're getting an automatic, not a manual, the tachometer in the middle is just a little bit, it's something else to work with and something to get used to. I personally am a big fan. If I have to like glance down real fast to see my speed, that's what the heads-up display is for. None of that's a deal breaker. They're all everything's easy to fix, everything's easy enough to work with and live with. Even if it's something you're not 100% fond of, it's nothing bad. You'll get used to it in like a couple days. But I do really like it. Again, if this is your only car, it's a great starter car as well for anyone. So I would recommend it if you are looking for something in this class. Definitely go check it out, take it out. But you really do need to drive it, because even with a 2.5 liter engine, it still leaves something to desire when you're putting on the gas, and it does feel like something's missing there. So I'm sure when they do the complete redesign on this, Mazda will beef that up. Again, with this being the largest engine you can get, I just wish there was a little bit more, and hopefully they add it. Again, with the interior, you get a lot for your money, and it's definitely worth it. Just that those little things in there for a car enthusiast standpoint that you're missing. And again, you probably could go with just the touring or even the sport version of this. You don't have to go all out. Well, I think that's about it. So thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it so much. If you've made it this far, please make sure you hit that red subscribe button down below so you can subscribe to my channel. Hit that thumbs up to let me know you liked it. And comment down below to let me know what you think, all of that stuff. Do you have one of these? Are you thinking of one of these? Are you thinking of something else in the class? Let me know. And as always, let me know if there's any cards you want me to review. And I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.